In a small coastal town, there lived a young man named Jai. Jai was known for his laid-back spirit, moving through life without much urgency. He dreamed of adventure, of making something of himself one day, but he never felt the push to start. His father, a hard-working fisherman, would often encourage him to take hold of his life and do something worthwhile. But Jai would just smile and shrug, unsure of where to begin. One day, a new face appeared in town, an older man named Mr. Kapoor, who had recently retired and moved to a small cottage near the edge of the village. Each evening, Mr. Kapoor would wander to the ancient Ironwood Tree, a towering, twisted oak that the townsfolk respected as a witness to their lives and histories. The tree's branches stretched wide and its roots snaked deep into the earth, as if it had been standing there forever. Mr. Kapoor would sit beneath its branches, gazing thoughtfully into the distance, as if he could see the secrets of time itself. Curious about the man's serene presence, Jai approached Mr. Kapoor one evening, finding him in his usual spot under the Ironwood Tree. The two sat in silence for a while before Mr. Kapoor reached into his pocket and handed Jai an old, slightly tarnished stopwatch. The metal felt cool and heavy, and Jai noticed the face was worn, marked by years of use. "Each tick is a moment passing by," Mr. Kapoor said softly. "They come and go, whether we use them or let them slip. One day, we'll look back and see either a life we've lived fully or time we've let drift away." He looked at Jai with a gentle yet penetrating gaze. "You're free to let time pass as it will, but each tick is a chance to live more fully." Jai held the stopwatch, feeling the steady rhythm of each tick. He didn't know why, but a strange urgency gripped him, a realization that time was moving with or without him, and he'd been letting it slip by without intention. "So, what should I do?" Jai asked quietly, more to himself than to Mr. Kapoor. "Start small," Mr. Kapoor replied. "Think of each day as a gift, a chance to add something to your life. Even little efforts, learning, creating, connecting, bring purpose. Don't wait for a grand moment. Build meaning with each step and watch how time shapes itself around you." That evening, as Jai walked home, he felt a quiet resolve take root. He began to visit the Ironwood Tree daily, making a habit of setting small, achievable goals. He rose early to help his father with the fishing, learning the ways of the sea and discovering a sense of pride in his work. In the evenings, he picked up an old guitar he'd left gathering dust, teaching himself to play, one song at a time. Days became weeks, and weeks became months, and slowly, Jai found himself changing. People noticed his newfound purpose, the quiet strength he carried. When they asked about his transformation, he would simply smile and tell them of Mr. Kapoor and the Ironwood Tree, where he'd learned that each moment held a chance to live meaningfully. Years later, Jai, now an older man himself, found a young dreamer wandering near the Ironwood Tree. He passed down Mr. Kapoor's stopwatch and shared the lesson he had learned beneath its ancient branches. Time, like the roots of the ironwood, only grows deeper when tended with care. And so, the Ironwood Tree continued to witness lives shaped and dreams born, reminding each generation that moments, though fleeting, hold the power to shape a life worth remembering.